Boys, do you want to know what live series diamonds you need to be buying, holding, and selling for this next roster update to make you guys millions of stubs? If so, stay tuned. Thank you to the sponsor of this video, U4GM, where if you're looking for cheap, reliable MLB The Show stubs with fast delivery, our sponsor is where it's at. Make sure you check out U4GM and use my discount code Deebo for an additional 5% off. Yo, what's going on, guys? TV Deebo here, and today we are doing a buy, hold, sell on diamond players, man. We got a decent amount, man. We definitely do. May dip into some golds. We'll see. Not gonna promise nothing yet, but we definitely have some very cool diamonds in here. Obviously the best players in the game currently are a lot higher than this. When we go to the market, we can see we're at 96s, right? So 96s, 95s. 95s is about... There's actually not that many 95s, surprisingly. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 95s. Decent amount of 94s, though, obviously. Not too many, though. And 93 is a pretty average overall. I think we're getting bosses tomorrow for the next inning XP, and I'm expecting a decent amount of those guys to be probably 95, if not 96s. So yeah, 5th inning starts tomorrow. But you guys aren't here for that. You guys are here for the buy, hold, sells, man. And obviously we'll get the pretty basic ones out of the way. Obviously, like, Aaron Judge is somebody who could go up, but the thing is, he's already really expensive as he is. Not much is going to change his price unless it's a flash sale, right? Which we have already seen happen, and happen in a pretty drastic way. Because I remember buying this card when I was doing Beltron for like 500, like maybe 550. I don't know. At least 500 is what I paid for him. And the same thing with Shohei Ohtani, who could go up. I think we might see Shohei go up to a 92. So if you have him, I guess you could hang on to him. Same thing with Aaron Judge. If you wanted to hang on to him, if anybody has an extra one lying around, I don't feel like a lot of people usually would. But I mean, I could see Shohei going up. Yeah. I think mostly it is a lot of people that are below this 90 overall, because once you hit to the 90, it's kind of a different tier for the most part. We do have some interesting guys. I will talk about every diamond though. You got Jose Ramirez. He's been great all season. I don't think that much could affect his price. Like I said, all of the guys up here have went down. Maybe not significantly for Jose's sake, but a lot of people have went down in terms of overalls. Jose low-key could actually be somebody that may get a downgrade. I don't think they're going to be that harsh on him because he's having a great season. But in the month of June, he hasn't been doing that great, and until July as well, he has not been doing great. He hasn't gotten a hit in over a week, so don't know. I would say sell him. I don't know how many people are going to be having like some of these top guys, like just holding on to him. But Jose, I'd say, is a sell. I wouldn't be holding on to him. And I wouldn't necessarily be buying him. I think he is a decent price. Or he'll, like, if he does go down, he'll be a decent price to be copying. Cattell is somebody who is kind of interesting. He's been really good this year, man. Like, even after, like, when he came back from injury, he has not stopped being phenomenal. Hasn't gotten a hit in the last 2-3 games. But before that, he had back-to-back games where he had homers. He had a homer on the 24th as well as the 20th. He's had a pretty good June, to be fair. Already has better numbers. Already has better stats than Jose Ramirez, to be honest. So, I could honestly see their overalls flipping. I don't really know what that would do to the price of Ketel Marte, but I don't think that he's worth like necessarily going out to buy. If you had him, I'd hold him though. Like if you are expecting some kind of change like that, yeah, you could hold him. But I wouldn't buy him. He's already so expensive. Dude, Tariq Skubal. Dude, this guy doesn't stop, man. He's obviously gonna win Cy Young this year, despite any costly injuries that could happen to him. He has legitimately been the best pitcher in the last 2 years. And that's not up for debate. And he is the best pitcher in the league. Just last game that he played, which was on the 29th, he gave up 1 hit and 1 walk to the Twins, no earned runs, and had 13 strikeouts. Yeah, this dude is 10-0 or 10-2 on the year with 138 strikeouts, 2.1 ERA. He's supercharged because of how good he was in that game. So, I wouldn't say necessarily. I would definitely hold him for sure if you have him. It's so hard to tell if you can buy players like this, but I do expect him to go up in overall. I will say that. Bobby Witt. Bobby has not been on my radar much this year. He's batting .286. Got a homer on the 27th and as well as the 20th and the 17th. He's not doing too bad. He's still keeping his average pretty decently high. I'd say hold Bobby. I wouldn't sell him at this price. I could see him getting a little higher. We already talked about Shohei. Tatis is an interesting one. Let's look up Tatis, man. So Tatis was obviously at one point the highest overall in the game, or at least the highest overall live series in the game. He's batting .261 on the year, 60 runs, 15 homers, and 38 RBIs. He had 2 homers he had a homer on the 23rd and the 21st. Hasn't really done too much more since then. I would say he's kind of a hold as well. He used to be super expensive, man. He dropped from a 92 to a 90, I believe. Could I see him going down? Possibly, but I mean, he's still having a pretty good year. So I would say he's a decent hold for sure. But if you're scared that he goes down, I don't think that his price right now is a bad price to be selling him at. I will say that. We got the unsung hero, my boy, for fantasy at least. He's my unsung hero. Pete Crow Armstrong, man. He's batting .267 on the year. June has not been his best year, or his best month of the year, I will say. But he still has 60 runs, 21 homers, 63 RBIs, and 25 stolen bases, as well as having diamond fielding. His fielding isn't going to go down, obviously. It's the hitting, right? And he's still hitting phenomenally. Do I think that he is worth buying right now? I don't think he's going to go up. I'm going to be honest, but I don't think he goes down. I would say he's a hold just because his hitting numbers are still so low. Like, that power lefty and contact lefty is atrocious. His contact righty and power righty are very solid, but never really know, man. I could see him getting I'd say he's a hold. I think he's a hold for sure right now, just because of how phenomenal his season has been and how he continues to be really good. Next, we got another youngster. Yeah, Paul Skeens. I say youngster because these guys are somehow younger than me. I got into the stage where I'm old. Older than the guys that are top dogs in this game, which is crazy. We got Paul Skeens, man. Last game he came through, had 5 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 walk, 5 Ks, and a no decision. But that no earned runs is great. I feel like he hasn't been getting super duper many strikeouts this year. And I feel like he's been getting a few. No, the walks are fine. The walks aren't bad. I'd say his K rate could go up a little bit, but I don't know if it's enough to put him into the 90 club. I'd say he's a hold for sure. I do like Paul Skeens. I definitely think that he's the second best pitcher in all of baseball. He's super good. There's no denying that. We got Francisco Lindor, rather. He's batting .257 on the year, 52 runs, 17 homers, 44 RBIs, and 13 stolen bases. Just homered today, as the Mets and Brewers are playing a doubleheader. He got a homer today. Had back-to-back games in June on the 21st and the 22nd where he hit homers. I'd say he's really close to Tatis. So the thing is, I think they should be the same overall. So if you keep Tatis at a 90, I think that Lindor has to go 90 as well, right? But if you drop Tatis, then I don't think Lindor should go up. I think that is fair, and I think that makes sense. If it does, then he's a good price to be holding, because I do think he has the chance to go up. Will he? Don't know. We will see. We will see for sure. But I think he's a hold. I wouldn't sell him at this price, but I also would not buy him. We got Freddie. Freddie was a 90 earlier. He went down by 1 overall. He's still batting .308 on the year, 44 runs, 10 homers, 43 RBIs, and got a homer where he went a perfect 3 for 3 on the 28th against the Royals. Pretty solid game. The hitting numbers, I mean, his average is great. He's batting .308, which is very solid, very good. Power numbers are not there, and I don't know if they're exactly going to be there. He needs plus 14 to go up to a 90, and I don't necessarily see that happening. So I kind of think he's probably a solid sell. If you wanted to hold him, you could. If you want to hold out hope for him later, but he's not going up this roster. Cal Riley. Yeah, buy him. Buy Cal Riley. He has been probably the best player in the league this year. I don't know where it came from, because I watched the Mariners pretty closely the last year or two, and he was not this guy. He has 33 homers on the year, 60 runs, batting .272. 272 for a power hitter is absolutely insane, especially when you look at the stats of him having 69 contact righty and 74 lefty. Those numbers have to go up. Surely have to go up. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to go to, but I like Cal Riley as a buy. I think he could go upwards of 91, 92. Obviously, that increases his price, but I'm not expecting him to be like 50K or like 70K, right? But I do think he's a good buy right now. Next player that we got is Zach Wheeler. He's 8-3 on the year with 136 strikeouts. Him and Skeens, I do believe both should be a 90. I do think Wheeler should go up to a 90. I don't know what that would do for his price necessarily. I think for how many Ks he's been getting, he needs to get his K rate up, man. 75 Ks per 9 for 136 so far through the season. I don't understand it. I definitely think that needs to be changed, but maybe that's just me. Who else we got? We got Josh Hader up next. And the thing about Josh Hader is recently he's kind of been giving up runs. But for some people that may not know it, ERA doesn't really affect pitchers. Not like you think it would. So the thing that does get affected is hits per 9, strikeouts per 9, walks per 9, right? Dude, Josh Hader only walked one person in the month of June. And he only has 65 walks per 9. I think that's a little low. He also has 59 strikeouts throughout the season. I know his K per 9's already at 94, but I honestly think it could be a little bit higher. I will say I do think his hits per 9 probably do go down slightly. But I honestly could see Josh Hader maybe going up to an 89. I don't know how good of a buy he is, but I think he might be kind of decent. You can get him for like, I think 5,500 right now. He might be a decent one to look into. With the last few days coming up of the roster period. We got Mookie Betts up next, and then we are done with just the first page. So Mookie Betts, honestly has not been having his best year. Not gonna lie. I think he might go down by 1. Either that or he'll stay at 88. Not the best year for Mookie for sure. We got Mike Trout's up next. Trout just came back, or he had an injury, and then came back recently. He's been doing okay. I think in the month of June he has either 2 or 3 homers. Not bad for sure, but his average is pretty poor, man. I think they might even lower his contact more. He's batting .227 on the year. He's got 13 homers, so the power kind of makes sense. I could see him go down in overall. Either that or he'll stay at an 88. Don't really see him moving up, per se. So I'd say if you have him, I'd say he's a pretty solid sell. Jacob deGrom up next, man. Dude has absolutely been killing it this year. I know he's been great his entire his career, but like, man, I didn't expect him to have this good of a year. So let's check his stats. He's got 100 strikeouts on the year, 9-2 on the year. Man, his K per 9s is pretty low. I feel like for 100 strikeouts already, I think he could maybe use a slight bump, not like a huge bump, but slight. The walks per 9, I don't know if they go down or stay the same because they're not super high already, but he definitely does walk a decent amount of people. Although his whip is at .89, so it's not the highest, right? I don't hate him as a buy. He's definitely a great hold, I will say. Great hold. Solid buy, because I do believe he is minimum price. Kyle Tucker is next. Kyle Tucker is batting .292 on the year, 62 runs, 17 homers, 52 RBIs. His price is already starting to rise, so I don't know. I think he was like 11K before, and then when that pack came out, or like when that flash sale came out, he did start to go down a little bit. But honestly, he's got great hitting numbers already. Like they're very solid. I think he's in for an upgrade, to be honest. For sure. The price that he's at right now, though, it's kind of looking like people already made him uninvestable, though. So I'd say he's a great hold. Wouldn't buy him, wouldn't sell him either, though. I could see him being at least like an 8K card. He's in line to go up at least 2 overalls, I believe. He's very solid. Logan Gilbert. I haven't seen much of him recently. Has he been playing? Let me check it. Last game he played was on the 27th, so that wasn't too long ago. He did give up 4 runs, 5 hits, and 1 walk, 7 strikeouts, and a no decision. His K rate is already pretty low. I'd say he could use a slight boost to his K rate, actually. His other stats are kind of low. He might actually lose a little bit in terms of his hits per 9. I feel like he may. Not entirely sure about that. He does seem like a very solid hold, and maybe a risky buy because he's minimum price right now. So I don't think he's the worst person that you could go out and buy. But I mean, I probably wouldn't. Bryce Harper has been injured, so we're not going to talk about him. Ronald Acuna is somebody that we're going to talk about, though. Acuna, man. What a way to come back this year He's been great. He's batting 350 with 33 runs, 9 homers, and 18 RBIs already. Hasn't homered since the 23rd of June, but he had a pretty solid June so far. He tends to at least get a hit a game. He's got silver fielding. I don't know when they're doing the fielding update, but I definitely think that brother deserves at least a little bit more in terms of his contact and power, honestly. 9 homers on the year already. He's only 27. I think a lot of people don't realize how Ronald Acuna could still be in his prime, right? He's been great, despite how not great the Braves have been. But I like Ronald Acuna as a hold. Can't really buy him at 14K. It's a little too expensive, unless you truly believe that he'll jump up to like a 90. This isn't necessarily like a roster prediction video, but I mean, if you're confident that he can do that, I think he'll be close. I'll say that, but I don't know. I don't know if I'd be buying him. That's what I'll say. Great hold though, for sure. Will Smith is our next guy. Let me pull him up and see what we got going on. He's batting 320 on the year, 42 runs, 10 homers, 43 RBIs, and just homered 2 games ago. Not bad. He's had a pretty solid June. Despite only having 10 homers this year, he's gotten 4 of them in the last 2 weeks. 3 weeks. So pretty good. About half of his homers have came in the last 4 weeks, or 3 weeks rather. His contact numbers are already great, which makes sense. His power righty is what kills him the most. But I kind of like him as a buy. He's an 87 right now. The Dodgers always bat for a very solid average. I'd say watch him the next few games, just because there's not many games left for this upgrade that's coming up. But yeah, I don't actually mind him. Wyatt Langford has been kind of hurt, and outside of not being hurt, he hasn't been that great. I would say hold him if you have him, or maybe sell him. I wouldn't be buying though. Corbin Carroll up next. Let's go see what we got with Corbin. Everybody knows he's been great this year. He has been hurt, though, in the month of June into July. He doesn't come back until the 11th of July, which is when the update is. So I would say just hold him at this point. I don't see him going down, but he's not going to go up. He's been hurt. So just hang on to him if you got him. And if you need to get off of him to get on another person, that's also cool. I respect that. We dropping down in overall, though. We're going to 86s with the first player being Ellie De La Cruz. He started off this roster period off really, really, really well. He's got 18 homers on the year. He's batting .276, 67 runs, 58 RBIs, and 22 stolen bases. He already has goal defense, which is great. His power numbers are what kill him. Or mainly just his hitting to the left side is what kills him the most, and his vision. But I honestly think that at least in for an upgrade. He's also at minimum price right now, which you can't really beat when it comes to investing in a person, is them being a minimum price, right? So I'd say he's pretty good as a buy. I also think that Mason Miller may be in for an upgrade. He has not been great this year. I will be the first one to say it. He's not been great. But in the month of June, he has been pretty solid, aside from the game against the Royals, where he gave up 3 runs. But ERA doesn't matter as much as people initially think it does. What matters more is the hits per 9, the Ks, the walks, and yeah, that's what matters the most. And he gets strikeouts, right? He doesn't walk that many people, or he hasn't as of lately, I'd say. And the hits aren't that bad either. He already has good Ks per nines, and hits per nine are very solid. The walks per nine is what brings him down, but I don't think he's been walking that many people. I'd say he's a great hold, in a risky buy, right? Because he is minimum price. So we will see. You guys let me know what you're doing with him. I don't know if we can do the whole diamond. There's a lot of diamonds, man. Steven Kwan is still batting great average. Hasn't hit a homer in a minute. But that's not normally his thing. I'd say he's a good hold. I don't mind him as a hold. A person I love as a buy is Byron Buxton, man. He's had an insanely good June. And he's already minimum price. Great price for what he has been doing. Chris Sale's been hurt, so we're not worried about him. Pete Alonso, though. Let's see about Pete. Pete's batting 287, got 18 homers. Last time he homered was on the 20th. He's still getting hits. Let me check his stats. I mean, his power numbers are great. I don't know the splits between him hitting lefty versus righty, but I mean, 290 average is pretty solid. So if he's been getting hits against lefties, I could definitely see him getting a boost, a slight boost, not a huge one. I think he's a solid hold for sure. Dude, Juan Soto is a great buy right now. I know he's 7K, which is a lot, but he's been really good. I think he could bump back his way up to an 89 overall, truly. Maybe closer to an 88 with like the potential of being an 89 next roster update. As he hasn't been great this year, but the month of June has definitely been Juan Soto for sure. Still batting 260 on the year. He's got 20 homers. He's not bad. He's a great hold. I wouldn't sell him yet. Let's see what else we got. I was gonna make a commitment to do all of the diamonds, but there is a lot more than I expected. So we're gonna do some people that I do think need answering on more so than others, right? So Trey Turner, man, has been turnering it up. He's been really good this year, actually. Surprisingly, he's batting 297. I shouldn't say surprisingly. He's a great player. But he's batting 297, 59 runs, 11 homers, 39 RBIs, and 21 stolen bases. His defense isn't great, and the power numbers aren't really there. But, I mean, I don't know. I think he's somebody that you could look out for. I could see him getting a +1, maybe not like a +2 or nothing like significant, but a +1 I could see. And that would put him, you can buy him at minimum right now, and that would put him as a 750 profit. It's pretty solid. Bregman's not back yet. Yoshi's probably going to stay, but he could be. Let me check out Yoshi. Yoshi's last game was very good against the White Sox. Let me see his stats. His Ks are a little lower than I expected. I could see his BB9's already. Yoshi might be a decent buy, actually. I don't mind Yoshi as a buy right now because you can get him for minimum. He is not bad. Last person we'll talk about on this page is Manny Machado. He's still been pretty good. The only thing that's bad hitting wise is the power righty, right? So, I don't know. I know he's hit homers in June, but I don't know what side it was necessarily. I think he's a solid hold. It might be a decent buy. He is minimum price. So, I definitely don't think he's too bad. And then I'll talk about Jacob Wilson as well because you got to talk about the young fella that took a crazy jump. Jacob Wilson is officially hurt He should be coming back in the next 2-3 days. It's a day-to-day injury. I said officially hurt. That did sound a little scary, but he's a day-to-day injury right now. He's batting 339, 42 runs, 9 homers. And it makes sense that his contact numbers are so high. And his power numbers are low because he has 9 homers. Not a bunch. I don't necessarily think that he gets upgraded. And if he loses 18 per his stats, he would go down to a gold. An 83, actually. So, kind of interesting. I wouldn't be buying him. I might be selling him. He's between the sell and the hold. It's a little nerve-wracking for him, and especially young players in general, because they could kind of just turn it off. But and I think the last person that we talk about is gonna be Jeremy Pena, because he also just made Diamond tier. He got hurt and isn't coming back until the 18th, so he's gonna miss the next few weeks. But I think he's kind of kept up with his pace, and he actually could see a +1. I could see him getting a +1. Probably not a +2, and a possible stay at the 85 overall, but I could see an 86, which would, him being a minimum buy right now, would make him a pretty good buy at the moment. But if there's any player that I missed that you specifically wanted me to talk to, the video was getting kind of long. I didn't want it to go over the time it did, and it already did, but there's a bunch of people that we had to talk about, so I don't regret it. If there is anybody specifically that you want me to talk about, just leave it down in the comments, man. I will definitely answer as many as I can. I'm always reading through. And if you guys made it this far, man, you got to hit the like and the sub if you are going to make so many coins on this roster update. I know I am. I hope you guys are too. If you listened, you definitely will be. But hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit the like, hit the sub, and out. Peace.